Hey, what's good, y'all? It's John Manalo. We have a very whooped pair of 2000 Concords. The shoes are completely separated. The air units need to be replaced. The soles are not even yellow anymore. They're brown. And the uppers definitely need to be deep cleaned and whitened. I am going to use Rejuvenator and a soft bristled brush to clean up the uppers a little bit. I should have just cleaned them under running water, only because there's just too much mud on the shoes. Doing it this way is just too much work and it's time consuming. Damn, it's like a mocha Concord, and I could still see some stains that didn't want to come out. So this might be a big problem for me. Now I'm gonna see how well I can clean them by putting them in the washing machine. So I'm gonna use the Rejuvenator laundry kit and pop in the Rejuvenator laundry pod. I put them in a wash at normal cycle with warm and cold water. Well, damn, that stains didn't come out completely, so I'm gonna use the soft bristle brush and just really agitate the corridor mesh until the stains, come off. I know it's kind of gross to work on your shoes in the sink, but I have two sinks, and the other sink that I work my shoes on, I scrub it with a lot of dish soap and use the what's it called, the wool brush to really deep clean the. Man, what am I saying? Deep clean the sink for, fool? When I really deep clean the sink. Oh my god, never mind. All right, redo. When I just clean the sink. I'm also using the Rejuvenator solution to clean up the uppers. So I found a technique that'll work because I feel like the stain is underneath the mesh. So the only way to really remove the stains underneath the mesh where the brush can't reach is by scrubbing the fabric together. And just like that, the stain disappeared. After deep cleaning the uppers, this is how white we got them. Alright, the next thing to do is ice these incredibly brown soles as much as we can, because I honestly don't know how clear we can get them. So I'm using Sally's 40 volume cream that I put in a sriracha bottle for easier application, and all I'm doing is just squirting it on top or on the inside, just so I don't lose as much traction, because this chemical does remove traction from the soles. If you guys want to ice your soles, be careful. The downfall is that you lose traction, and like blast in one take, you're gonna be slipping and sliding. I remember, guys, these are from 2000. I'm pretty sure this shoe is older than most of y'all that are watching this video. Let's admit that really quick. So what we finna do is replace them with not air units but zoom units, which is way more comfortable. Even though I have an indoor light setup, I do put them out in the sun because the sun produces the best results. And when the sun goes down, put them back in the indoor. Now to whiten the shoes even more, I'm gonna use OxiClean's high def detergent, because that blue dye in the detergent does make the mesh appear more whiter. So while the blue detergent is on the mesh, I do put them outside in the sun so the sun can do its magic to whiten them even more. And to remove all that detergent off of the mesh, I do use the laundry system kit again to really remove every little bit of soap and suds off of the mesh. Yo, the icing solution worked pretty well. They look damn near blue again. So we are gonna prep the soles and the midsole for a reglue by using acetone and cotton balls and using a Dremel tool to really roughen up the surfaces, because that'll help, you know, our glue bond a whole lot better and having a stronger reglue. So this blow dryer is to make sure that the glue melts, so it'll just be easier for us to remove the glue with cotton balls and acetone. Now for the best reglues, you want to roughen up the leather, especially if it's old as 2000. There's just something about that old vintage leather that doesn't really bond that well unless you remove the top surface of the leather. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just roughing it up with a sand bit tool on my Dremel tool to remove that thin layer and removing any excess debris and glue with cotton balls and acetone. I didn't show it on camera, but I did adjust the fitment on the air units for the zooms. I had to cut off a little bit of the foam on the inside because it didn't quite fit exactly like the air units. The zoom units have a different shape, so I had to do some alterations. So right now I'm just adding glue and gluing down the zoom units. So for the best reglues, I've figured out that putting one thin layer of glue on the soles and letting it fully cure will provide you with the best results. So when I finally do glue the soles or the icy soles onto the midsole, I add a second layer of glue, adding more of a stronger bond, and then I do it section by section. So when you're doing reglues, it's better to have a 6-pack because, you know, if you have a stronger core, you have stronger stability. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna pull out my 6-pack really quick, and before I start regluing, I'm gonna use that as added stability. So right here I have a 6-pack of Parade. The other 2 was already taken by my roommate, so you know what I mean? Like if you have an 8-pack, that's even better, but you just need more support when you're regluing your shoes. Hey, nah, but for real, it's good to have a 6-pack, you feel me? Alright, since the zoom units are a little bit thicker, it does mess up the alignment when I put down the uppers onto the midsole a little bit. So I want to like tape them in place to know, just so I have like a perfect alignment on the midsole and the uppers. So once I got it all taped up, I'm just going to tape up the uppers where I'm going to glue. Bruh, shut up. Hey, close the door, man. I'm recording. Stop playing Warzone. Damn it. Like I was saying, I'm going to glue this section off by taping off the uppers just so I don't get any glue on the pan leather. Now to have more control and freedom to apply the adhesive of my glue, I'm just going to remove some parts of the tape that's holding up the upper because that's not needed anymore. So I'm just going to take it off and I'm going to start my reglue process. How I applied a thin layer of glue on the rubber soles, I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to apply a thin layer of barge cement super stick on the midsole, let it cure fully, and then right when I'm about to glue the uppers back together, I'm going to apply a second layer of glue just in the area where I'm going to bond the shoes. From my experience, the reglue is incredibly solid. So if you guys want to do your reglues, this is the best tip you guys can have. So to make sure that my reglues are solid, I make sure that the surfaces on both areas are clean. But since I did add, adhesive on the midsole, I'm only going to clean up the upper leather just so there's no contaminants when I reglue. So I'm gonna apply a thin layer of adhesive on the uppers and another thin layer of adhesive on the midsole. I want to be careful of not using too much heat on Jordan 11's, Jordan 13's, or Jordan 12's because they have a Phylon midsole which is very sensitive to heat. It's okay to use some heat, but in my experience, using any type of heat on the inside of the Jordan 11's, it really messes up the foam. So for this technique, all I'm doing is waiting 7 minutes until both glues are cured, and then I'm gonna bond them together. What you don't want to do is do this reglue while you're in a cold room. So I have a heater in a corner, so at least the surrounding air is warm enough where the cold temperature isn't gonna mess up my reglues. I'm just gonna repeat this process all over the shoes until the whole upper is bonded, and then I'm gonna start regluing the icy sole back to the midsole. So for the midsole is a little different where it contacts with the rubber sole. Since there's no thin foam like the midsole where it meets the upper, I'm gonna use low heat and high exhaust to warm up the midsole when I'm regluing. And for the best results, I'm gonna do this section. Hey bud, recording, man. Hold on. Relax. Just Warzone. Like I was saying, you want to do your reglue section by section just so you have full control. I learned that doing it one shot, you kind of do make more errors because as you're working on one section of the shoe, the other sections are getting colder, so the reglue isn't as effective. And shout out to my roommate that's playing Warzone right now, being hella loud while I'm recording. Shout out to Axel. What's up? So this technique I'm doing right now, I have the exhaust on high but the temperature on low, and I'm going to be heating it up for 7 minutes, like indirectly, so it's like spaced apart, so it's not that hot when it hits the shoe. So when I finally bond it together, it's pretty damn strong. So use that for your reglues. Alright y'all, the last step is to reshine the patent leather, and all I'm using is Armor All. Hey man, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have not subscribed, hey man, click that subscribe button for me. You know what I'm saying? And like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Hey, what's up you guys? It's John Manalo. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Hey, what's up you guys? It's John Manalo. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. That'll help me out. And like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Hope you guys enjoyed this restoration. It was a pretty crazy, turnaround, especially how they were before after I added all that mud and stuff. Those holes are pretty damn brown and it got them to be looking pretty icy. So yeah, see you guys later. Peace.